Hi guys, Ed Barton, the social anxiety coach here. Today I'm down in London and I've come to my favourite cafe here in London, which has a little meditation area. And as you will have seen from some of the posts on my site, I've been meditating for the last 15 years or so, on and off now. And I really just want to make the point in this short video today about how influential and important meditation of all types can be if you're suffering with social anxiety disorder. So as you probably know about me already, I suffered with the disorder from a very young age up until a few years ago. And from the age of about 19 onwards, I started to get very interested in Thich Nhat Hanh and mindfulness practices. And I found these to be a massive help to me in dealing with social anxiety. And the way this works is on a number of levels. So first of all, building a daily meditation practice of any kind is going to actually start to affect your brain in fundamental ways. In terms of what's called neuroplasticity, it can actually rewire thought patterns and previously anxious thought patterns within the brain. There's also evidence now that meditation practice can enlarge the prefrontal cortex, which is the area of brain which helps you process higher order thinking and decision making, and it can actually reduce the amygdala, which is the part of the brain which processes fear response in adults. Now normally when you're suffering with social anxiety and you go into a panic mode or you're having an anxiety attack, what will happen is that your prefrontal cortex becomes less activated, less blood goes there and there's less activity there, and your amygdala becomes more activated. This is why if you're giving a presentation at college or you're having to speak in a staff meeting or something that you find fear-inducing or anxiety-inducing, this is why your mind will go blank and you feel like there's nothing going on in your brain. You can't grasp a rational thought and you just go into fight or flight mode. This is because the amygdala is being activated and you're not getting rational, logical problem solving and thought processing going on in the prefrontal cortex. So if you can cultivate a regular meditation practice, it's actually going to help with your neuroplasticity. It's going to help develop the more useful parts of the brain, like the prefrontal cortex, and it's going to reduce the amygdala, which is the part of the brain which is going to basically make you act out of fear. And you know, that is what is being activated when your body is doing stuff that you don't want to do and you're not really in control of what you're doing. And if you've got bad social anxiety and you've had to give a speech and you've locked up and you know you can't find your words and you know you're touching your face nervously and doing stuff you don't even want to do that you're not logically thinking about, you will know what I'm talking about and you'll relate to that feeling. So that's the first major benefit of mindfulness practice or meditation. Secondly, meditation can be extremely useful because it teaches you a lot of methods and practices of really getting in touch with the body and owning your bodily sensations and fully inhabiting your own body. So these can be useful in ad hoc situations when you're feeling anxious or stressed or you're in an anxiety inducing scenario. And you can use breathing techniques, anchoring techniques. You can breathe deeply into the diaphragm, into your lower belly. You can focus your breath on the ring of the nostrils. You can focus on your feeling of your butt in the chair or your soles of your feet anchored to the ground. And these can give you a firm anchoring sensation and help to alleviate some of the feelings of anxiety or stress that you might be feeling in that situation. So these are very useful practices that you can use actually in real life in particular scenarios. So for example, if you're giving a presentation, you can feel yourself becoming more anxious, you just start to focus your breathing, going deeply into the lower belly, the diaphragm. If you're a man, breathing almost all the way down into your balls, or you know, trying to breathe into your buttocks almost. So very deep mindful breathing practice, and that will help to anchor you and that's going to also have an immediate impact on your brain and your neurobiological level, where your levels of cortisol, which is your stress hormone, they're going to reduce, and the level of feel-good chemicals is going to be increased. So I just wanted to film this for you, briefly, because I'm here today to do some meditation, and I just really wanted to convey those two main points of how useful meditation and mindfulness can be for anybody who's struggling with social anxiety disorder. So if you're not already doing so, I would really encourage you to try and cultivate a daily practice of some sort, even if it's just taking a few mindful breaths each day, just reminding yourself to take 3 or 4 mindful breaths, and then that can grow into a bigger practice. There are also resources like Headspace, which is an app for your phone, and I also did a 10-day meditation retreat at a Vipassana meditation retreat center, which I've talked about in another blog. If you hit me up in the comments or you send me a personal message, edbarton@crushsocialanxiety.org, I'll be able to give you more details of some of those meditation resources. But that's really all I wanted to cover in today's video, so please leave any comments in the video below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit me up with any questions that you might have, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.